A few days ago, I went on the hunt to try and find Kidrobot's new series of foam Madballs, and luckily enough, I was able to find the complete Series 1 at my local Toys R Us, and that is what we're going to be having a look at today. First, we have this tag here, Madballs Foam Series, collect them all from Kidrobot. On the back, we have the checklist, which includes Slobulus, Oculus Orbus, Screamin Meemie, Hornhead, Dustbrain, and Skullface, and surprisingly enough, this is recommended for ages 15 and up, and all of them come in these hanging netted bags like this, so that was kind of an interesting choice packing-wise. Let's get him out. Alright, here we have the first one, Screamin Meemie. And I gotta say, this is actually a nice size Madball. It's like the size of a softball almost. So this is a good comparison size considering Screamin Meemie is a baseball softball. He's got some nice paintwork on the eyes here, nice little beady pupils, white pupils, some nasty overgrown taste buds, some icky yellowy teeth. And I like how he's not like a clean softball. He's this nasty, used, yellowy softball. And of course we have the big bushy eyebrows and the big pink nose. Alright, here we go. There's Dustbrain. And I've got to say, for foam balls, these are actually pretty hard. They're pretty sturdy. I was expecting these to be a lot squishier, kind of like Just Play's releases. And strangely enough, I've got to say, his wrapping kind of reminds me of like a woven basket or noodles to an extent. And once again, I've got to say, there's some nice paintwork on this one also. A little sloppy here and there, but I still think it looks nice. Now let's check out Hornhead. And this one, I've got to say, looking at all these so far, I think Hornhead might have the most detail out of all of them. And I'm not sure, is this supposed to be kind of like a receding hairline and a beard that he has? Either way, I like it. It's got the nose ring here, missing teeth in the front, big fangs on the side. Got the one giant eye in the center, and of course, the horn. And once again, I gotta say, for foam balls, I'm really impressed with the paintwork. Here we go with Skullface. And there we are, Skullface. Has these nasty two little red beady eyes. Nice big giant teeth. And I like that he's not a white bone color, he's a nasty old bone color. And, ooh, that's different than the vinyl series. I'm guessing this is where the spinal cord was supposed to attach, and it's all nasty and oozing green now. You got some brain coming out a couple of the spots here. And I really enjoyed this Madball. This one's fun. Alright, we've got the second last one here with Slobulus. And Slobulus is always one of my favorite. He's painted here in this nice nasty green color, covered in warts and scars, and has a little bit of nasty green ooze coming out of his mouth. A bunch of messed up nasty yellowy teeth. Of course, this eyeball popping out of his head while this one is hanging out of his head. Great purple hair with the plate on the back. Like I said, he's one of my favorites. And now for my favorite of the bunch. Here we have Oculus Orbus. Now, when I think Madballs, this is essentially the Madball that I think of. In fact, does anyone remember that movie Jack with Robin Williams came out in the mid-90s? I remember one of the first scenes in the movie, the kids are all looking up at his house, and he picks up Oculus Orbus, dunks him in slime, and then throws it out at the kids on the street. And they think, you know, it's his giant eyeball, and he's watching them, and they all run and scatter. That was the first exposure I had to Madballs. I want to say I was 7 at that time, so obviously when I think Madballs, I think of Oculus Orbus. It's got a bunch of nasty veins all around the ball. And this is a whiter color, which I do like, but it's still more of an off-white, almost kind of like an eggshell color. But I've still got to say, he is my #1 Madball, so I'm glad that he was part of this re-release. And I love that Madballs are having their own little renaissance right now. A few months ago, Mondo released a line of collector's edition Madballs. There was 3 of them. Those were a bit of a higher price point, though. I want to say it was $50 or $60 for all 3. And then Just Play has also been releasing their own line, both in a blind bag mini-series and a normal size series. But those are a little more kid-friendly. They're squishier, they're cheaper, and they're a bit more cartoon-like. And then Kidrobot has been releasing a bunch of lines. Obviously, they have this new foam line here. They have the vinyl minifigures that came in blind boxes. They have the keychains that they were releasing, and they also had a couple 6-inch versions of the figures that were coming out. So they're really hitting Madball on all fronts right now. And quickly, I would like to show off the differences in the Kidrobot versions. Here we have the foam ball, here we have the mini vinyl ball. And as you can see, the bigger one has more of a cream color to the eye, while the vinyl one has more of a, I want to say it's almost an opaque white color. There's more detail in the eye, there's a ring around the pupil, and there's a little bit of reflection in there. Also, the big one looks a little dirtier than the vinyl minifigure. As for Hornhead, this one looks almost nearly identical to me. Just the eye in the center of the head, it's a little smaller on the vinyl version. And I want to say the paint job is nearly identical. This one, the foam version, has a little bit of a kind of a lighter purple color. And of course the foam one has a dirtier wash over it as well. Here we have Screamin Meemie. This one has a few noticeable differences right away. Besides the foam ball being a little bit dirtier again, its eyes definitely bigger, and also the bags under the eyes are not painted on the foam one, while they are painted pink on the vinyl one. Here is Slobulus. Obviously a very different color green on each one. The foam is kind of almost a deep hunter green, while the vinyl one is more of a, I want to say light hunter green with a little bit of a yellow tinge to it. On the foam one, the slime oozing out of the mouth is also the dark green, while on the vinyl one, it is a brighter green. And it's also splattered around his head a little bit. Obviously a little bit darker hair, still has the plate on the top. So yeah, I like that they're kind of making these individual and not just small and bigger versions. They're kind of giving them their own paint jobs. Skull face we have here. We have the darker wash on the foam one again. And the vinyl, I want to say, has more of a mustardy color. Actually, if we can compare the colors to a mustard here for a second, the vinyl one is somewhat of a classic mustard color, while the foam one is more of a Dijon. And also the cord in the bottom of the head is green on the foam, while it is just a normal pink on the vinyl. Brain colors are mostly the same. And if you look closely here, the vinyl one has a tiny little pupil in the middle of the eyes, while the foam one has white pupils. And finally here we have Dust Brain. Obviously a big difference in color this time. Almost have like a light green mint color for the vinyl one, while it's a dark green color for the foam one. And then same again with the wrapping. A light tan as opposed to a dark tan. But they do look very similar, these two. And there you have it, my unboxing and review of Kidrobot's Series 1 line of foam Madballs. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a thumbs up below for me. Comment, let me know which of these you plan on picking up, or if you plan on getting the entire set like me. And if you enjoy anything Halloween, monsters, and horror movie related, be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this in the future.